Speaking of no familiarity with anything, let's play Shadowrun poorly.
All right. Again, by Jason Clymer. Last town on Harmon Run. The gang, taking an unusual heist of antique MP3s, decided that the easiest way to open a musical lock was to visit a conservatory run by creepy children. Achieving perfect pitch, the gang did a lot of back and forthing due to Nightblade's alcoholism and Eve's rampant and then arrived at a public storage facility which had a deviant receptionist. Despite Mercy's distraction, Eve was caught crawling under the counter, so the crew killed the curious cretin. Hordegard and Dr. Friend fought about the morality, while the Norwegian dwarf tried to ascertain the locations of the sought songs. As an afterthought, they remembered Hawkeye, who probably could have bypassed both the musicians and the murder. Will the gang successfully pull off a clean shadow run? Is there no limit to the number of murders Hawkeye can cover up? What kind of post-apocalyptic music academy doesn't charge tuition? Find out on this week's Harmon Run Shadow Town Time. Thank you.
Just in answer to that person's question, there is a limit on the number of murders I can cover up. It has to be within 10 minutes and can't be done by a sword or spell.
You're not Hawkeye.
All right, Hawkeye, do you have me on your comm right now?
Yeah. Sure.
Can you find out? I mean, look, we might have broken more eggs than we needed to make this omelet. Can you find out where the MP3 storage unit is?
No, I cannot. There's no records of that sort of thing. People just kind of walk in, store their things, and leave without any, documents or anything.
They don't store it at the front, like desk here. That guy wouldn't know what's being stored where.
No, that'd be a huge breach of privacy, which is the whole point of these locations.
Right. This is like it's like a storage.
How many storage units are there in this facility?
Oh man, let me look this up. 250.
Does that mean that it's designated a very important infrastructural area according to federal guidelines?
Yeah, in accordance with the federal guidelines.
Hawkeye, it's Jim Nightblade talking without the usual Bruce Willis patois.
Hey, Jim.
The people that use this service, like, they also sometimes use it electronically, right? Like, they're storing things physically, but they're also logging in, logging out, maybe sometimes. Does this company have, like Caldwell Banker does, like just a fucking, website where you have an account?
No. I mean, they have accounts with people who are giving them money, but that's really all they have in terms of records.
Are they independently audited by an outside agency besides their own internal? Okay, that's
not
wait,
since
Hawkeye,
2070.
you're answering my question. They have accounts with people that are giving them money. I'm not asking if they have like lists of the contents of the storage.
Well, there
units.
you go. Yep.
So they have an accounting system. They have a database full of people's names that give them money in exchange for their services.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe there's something to go with there, right? Am I right? I'm just an assassin. You guys figure it out.
I mean, is there a way to use that musical like that technology we have to maybe like walk by all the things and sing to the MP3 locks or something like that, or is that crazy?
You're the worst Shadowrunner I've ever.
I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
All right. Well, I guess that's what I'm doing.
Can I astrally project through from room to room and kind of tell? I mean, would I be able to see if I could astrally project through the rooms and like would I know if I saw them?
Nah, you wouldn't. When you're in astral form, you wouldn't really be able to tell just physical non-living objects. They just all kind of look like gray blobs and shadows.
Can I suggest Professor Plum in the conservatory with the alarm clock?
Oh, Senator. No, it's.
I'm lost.
What's your character, Senator?
What's my character? Shadowrun.
No. It's just the first word you saw when you. What's the?
Okay. Number 9. He moves forward. He hits an 8.
I think he's Hordegard.
All right. Oh, Senator, you actually are like a character that has the power to I mean, does Hordegaard have any powers that could facilitate us here? Like can he like? I guess along the lines of astral projection, he's always doing random shit that gives him omniscience.
Does he have the power to rally a popular mass movement of people?
He does.
That could break down the power structures that have been ruling up until now.
Yeah, definitely has that power.
There you go. Good. That sounds right. Okay, so
what I would
go to jail. Go directly to jail.
What I would be looking at if I were a cop, and I used to be, backstory, is I would be looking at a timeline. I would be looking at whatever you do now, and then well.
Oh, he's back in character now. It's gonna be good now.
Are we able to pinpoint a time when somebody would have been storing a bunch of MP3s? As opposed to when, can we isolate like a forensically identifiable activity that would be able to be seen on the computer? Like, oh, I started my account and then I dumped a bunch of shit in the storage unit, and then it's like whose account hasn't been active since Genesis?
You mean like if they wanted that illustration on a computer screen? The graphic data format.
I'm thinking
Excel, maybe an animation in Excel.
I have a lower IQ than but usually when I was a cop, we would go like, okay, there's a dead person. When did they die? And then there were certain people who, because they were at work when that person died, they didn't do it. And then other people, like they wouldn't say where they were, so they might have done it. And then we just put the black guy in jail.
I believe that you should have to answer for that and wear body cameras, but yes.
Was there a question there?
That was a textbook filibuster.
It wasn't for you. It was for my fellow Shadowrunners. I was going like, I don't know. Is there a way we can figure out? Can we use
Yeah, we were thinking it out.
With the guy
because
back...
Hackeye has access to whatever the fucking their accounting systems say. Can you turn that into actually deducing eliminating anything? Okay, this is Dan Harmon talking. Remember in the Fugitive movie with Harrison Ford how he took just the fact that a one-armed guy killed his wife in a hospital's database, and he was like, he narrowed it down to prosthesis. It's like there was shit he knew and shit he didn't know, and then he figured shit out. I'm too stupid to do that stuff, but I know how he did it. He knew stuff, and then he used it to know more stuff.
Could you handle the part where he shaves in the sink and then goes off running?
And he ate some oranges and he made some IDs.
Could you do the part where you're up in the sewer thing and he go, I didn't do it, and he says, I don't care.
Oh,
Look, I would reform the marshal service, by the way, so that if you did shout, I didn't do it, they would have to go, all right, let's stop everything.
I think that's a good idea, especially if your options are one, jumping over Niagara Falls, or two, getting shot.
More deaths in custody.
I feel like at that point you're supposed to just put your gun down and say, I care.
Right. Or make sure that you're chasing people in smaller enclosures like a water park or something, so that if you do go down, if you do choose to jump, it's just a little curlicue for about 400 feet, and then you're done. Then you're in a nice puddle of spit and kid piss.
All right. Well, I give up. I mean, Eve, you're the.
That was easy. You gave up faster than Rick Perry. Thank you. Zing.
You're like the face lady. Like you're the one who gets us the jobs and cons us into buildings. And Hordegaard, you're being played by a character. And Pat, you're.
I'm just a doctor.
You're doctor. I mean, when I'm the brains of the operation, we're fucked. I'm Dan Harmon's impression of Bruce Willis.
Spencer, when did who was the guy at Hank's Last Stand? Was it Hank?
Yep.
Who wanted the MP3s? Would he know when that stuff was taken and put in that storage? Would he know the date that maybe that was put in the storage facility?
Nah, he's just heard stories about this vault.
It's a vault.
I mean, it's a storage vault.
Could I cast some sort of like small animal or a cricket to go inside, and run from room to room and be able to suss out which room had it or anything?
You got one. You got a couple here.
Well, that's a coincidence. It's cricket season. This is a great podcast.
By the way, scientifically, crickets really like showbiz.
Some of our best shows happen during cricket mating season. You can look it up.
Yeah, that's something you could attempt.
Okay, I summon magic musical search cricket. And the cricket's going to go from room to room at light speed, or as fast as at cricket speed, and go from room to room and find out exactly.
That's based on the Daft Punk song from Tron.
Okay. Magical music cricket, go search.
The exertion of your magical music cricket makes you take 3 drain damage as it conjures itself into existence and starts scurrying in and out of reality.
Guys, all we have to do now is wait. My cricket will take care of everything.
No. I mean, that's
so. Just to clarify, I'm still ahead in Iowa and New Hampshire, and about to pull even in South Carolina. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I while we're waiting for the cricket's report, even though I have the IQ of Sam Malone from Cheers, I go over to the console where the guy that worked there worked, and I just start hitting buttons, like nothing that looks like a red button that says police above it, but just buttons like W or like enter or function.
You do that. It's just, those aren't commands, so it's not.
Okay. You know what? Then I come in to help him, and I bring out my nice old typewriter, and I roll a piece of paper in. And then I just make sure with a little test, like test, run it through, and then I start typing a small, short message that says, "Hey, let him do what let him open up the door all the way, or let him create another universe or whatever." Yes, good. Socialism.
You do that.
I mean, you don't have any ideas, do you, Eve Libertine? I mean, you're not suffering in silence, right? You're just kind of like.
I'm kind of suffering in silence.
Oh, you are? Well, what did you? This is a good time to. No wrong answers has never been more accurate. What's on your mind?
I'm not really sure.
Oh, so you're just
kind of
suffering.
lost.
She's silent and suffering.
I'm silent and suffering.
Oh,
Like
okay,
millions of Americans who are also silent and suffering in this audience and beyond.
Yeah. I just meant you're not like being polite by not you don't know how to search a storage unit.
Right. I'm just not sure what I'm supposed to be doing.
Oh, yeah. I mean.
Right now, I'm kind of just standing here looking pretty. That's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, don't. I mean, come on.
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, but
This is
part
true.
of her
I
job is
shouldn't
to
do
objectify her gender. I mean,
Pat-
that's how we get a lot of our
Pat
jobs.
over there, you've been
Are you
quiet
lonely?
too.
You want me to like maybe make some small talk with you?
A back rub?
But you should.
A back rub?
You should
Sure,
hate
go
yourself
ahead.
just because that's
Go
your
ahead.
job. I mean.
I'm just
Sure.
trying to do my
That's
job.
good. That feels good. You know what you're doing.
I mean, I think in a post-feminist
I've been campaigning
world,
so
like,
hard.
it's one of the options that an activated woman
I
has is
think
that
I
she
should
can.
be able
That's
to
good.
stand
You
here
got
and
it,
look
buddy.
pretty and do my job at the same time.
Yeah.
I summon my cricket back to see if my cricket has found any information.
It says, "Oh man, I found so many peanuts."
You found. I asked you to look for MP3s, not peanuts.
Oh yeah.
There's a plosive P in there. You can understand the confusion.
Right.
No, I found some MP3s. I didn't find a lot. I just found Frankie Frank's greatest hits.
You found Frankie Frank's greatest hits?
Yeah, that's it though.
I go on the comm and find our Johnson, our Hank back at Hank Last Stand and say, Hank, you got me on your comm?
Yeah. What?
Do you like Frankie Frank's greatest hits?
No, that's
Shit.
new age
okay,
garbage.
we'll
man.
call you back in a bit.
I mean, I don't want to be always this guy, but maybe it's a dumb mission. Maybe it got made up during a drunken blackout when we had
Like a lot of overseas missions, I think that it's not wrong maybe to pull back and concentrate on our own country.
Don't blame the mission.
Or not.
Right, but well, I mean, I'm not blaming the mission, saying like, well, we're clearly incapable of accomplishing the mission.
Thank you.
Don't think that the people put their mind to is impossible, even in an envelope that's inscrutable.
How many? I know that there's a way of knowing with Hackeyes information How many storage units?
250.
250. All right. So a cricket crawls a maximum of 3 feet per minute. I don't think that's an option. What? Everyone's response to that was amazing. Like that's the most controversial thing I've ever said.
It really is.
I think
3 feet a minute.
I think a cricket
Crawls.
crawls.
That's more of snail speed. Huh?
Yeah, it's not
okay,
fast.
Fine.
Well,
Hey,
look,
man.
I have the data. I've looked at
Spencer,
the data.
how many rooms
From
has it?
Brandeis University, and crickets are able to go about 15 meters where they're not,
Spencer, how many rooms has the cricket been through? What percentage of those 250 has he gone through?
You don't know.
I mean, it's a cricket. You sent him out. You brought him back. He said he found.
Okay,
peanuts.
I at the risk of draining myself more, can I summon 3 more crickets and triple the speed on this?
You know, it'd be great.
What?
How much does 250 cost? Send 1 cricket into fucking every single room.
That would probably drain me to death.
Yeah, probably.
I took 3 or 4 drain on 1 cricket.
Can you? Bring
I've only
in
got like 12 drain or something.
Are we
that.
going to get sued?
What? No.
No, we haven't played shit.
We haven't even done anything.
I walk up to one of the storage lockers and I take my gun and I shoot at the
lock?
The lock, yes, thank you. That's the word I was looking.
You shoot the lock off the storage container, and the roller door rolls up.
We've got 249 more.
Well, look around. Look around and see if you see any MP3s in there.
I
look around.
You see stacks upon stacks of Adirondack chairs.
Cliffhanger!
We'll come back for these later.
All right. Well,
Let's thank Pat and Hannah, our newly engaged, newly affianced, Disney-loving New Hampshireites.
thank you, Senator.
Can we please have a huge round of applause for Senator Bernie Sanders?
Feel the burn.
As played by James Adomian, everybody. The wonderful, fantastic James Adomian. Spencer Crittenden. I'm Jeff Davis, your mayor, Mr. Dan Harmon. We are the best.
Dustin in the booth. Dustin producing all Feral Audio podcasts, bringing them to you with his weird pirate shirts and jaw-grinding, emotional.
And also Chris Borath, Kevin Day, Sarah Hill, Zach McKeever, all the people here at Nerdmouth. Thank you so much.
Tenuousness. No, sorry, I was finishing a sentence I started 10 minutes ago.
All right, drive fast and take chances. Thank you for coming, everybody. Are we the best at Shadowrun or what?